Let's go. He coming. Yellow. What do we got here, fellas? Two-way cows. 5-year-olds. 5 and X. $1.50. $1.55 and 55, going to be 60, 55, going to be 70, 55, going to be 80, 75, give 80, 75, give 80, and 75, going to be 85 here, going to be 85, going to be 85, $5 here, going to be 85, $5 here, going to be 85 here, going to be 85 here, Jace, 180, 30. Go again, 155. 55, 55, 55, 55, 7 and a half, 55, 57 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 57 and a half, going to be 60, going to get 2 and a half, going to be 5, going to be 7 and a half, going to be 70, now 70. $1.70 pound down, 2 and a half, 72 and a half, 5, and 75, give 5 here, 77 and a half, 77 and a half, going to be 80, and now 80 with 80 there, going to be 80, John, you're out, 2 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, 5, 85, 87 and a half, going to be 87, 90 there, going to be 100, 90 but 90 there, 2 and a half, 92 and a half, 5, and 95 here, 7 and a half, 97 and a half, going to be 2 pound, going to be 2, down half, and 2, 2 and a half, and 5, and now 5, going to get $5, going to get 5, going to get 5, going to get 5 here, going to be 2, whole 5 here, what other way here, going to be 205. You weighing them? Can y'all see it? 202 and a half. Chris, 3X. Can't see it there. 202 and a half. There's nothing for me to see up there. Chris, 3X. Guess y'all see it. That's fine. I don't need to see it. 155, 55, 55, 7 and a half, 70, 170, 170, 170, 2 and a half, 75 here, 75, 75, 2 and a half, 5, and 75 here, 77 and a half, 77 and a half, 750, and 75 and a half, 77 and a half, 67, and 77, 70, hey, 77 of A, 77 of A, 77, $8, and 77 of A, 77, going to be 8, 77, going to be $8, 77, going to be 8 here, middle of 8 here, going to be 8 here, so 177, Chris, 20. Four-year-old. Youngins, they look like it. 225. 225 and 225, 4-year-olds here, 225 and 25, 25, $2 a pound, 205 and 205, to get 5, to get 5, and 5 here, 5 here, go to 205 and 10, go to 10, go to 10, 15 and 210 and 15, go to 10, to get 15, go to 10 and 15, go to 210, 15 online, you're out, 215 and 10 and 15, go to 10 and 15, go to 210 and 15, go to 10 and 15 here, Bo, 210, 1. $165, and 65, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and 70 now, 70 and 2 and a half, 72 and a half, 5, and 75, 77 and a half, 77 and a half, going to be 80, 180, 180 there, 2 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, 5, 85 there, going to be 85, 85, 34, 83, 84 there, going to be 3, 84 there, going to be 4, 5, 85, 86 here, 85, going to be 600, going to be 85, middle of 6 here, going to be 85, going to be 600, 85, going to be 6, given 185. 165. And it's a good five. Has a good five. 7 and a half, 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 70, 70, good 70, 70, not 70. Another 72 and a half, 72 and a half, 5. And 75 here, 75, 77 and a half, 77, 50, 80. 85, 82 and a half here, 80, not 2 and a half, 80, then 2 and a half, 5. 85 here, 85, bit of 5 here, 85, 85, 85, 85, 85 here, 85, yeah, Jace, 85. 85 here, so 182, 50. Chris, 20. Four and 5-year-olds and they're 5 months bred. 2,500 and 25. 25 and 25, 27 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 3,000. I'm going to get 3,000. I'm going to be 2 and a half. I'm going to be 31 and 31, 3 and 31. I'm going to get 33, 5 and 33. I'm going to get 7 and 35. I'm going to be 7, 35. I'm going to be 7, 35. I'm going to be 7, 37 and 9. I'm going to get 39. I'm going to be 37. I'm going to be 9. One of them's 3 months bred. Whoops. Whoops. It's like having Ricardo back in that corner. Hold your gate. Tell you what we're going to do. We're going to say your choice. 3,500. 35 and 35 and 35. You get 35, 35, 35, 35, 35. You get 35, you get 35, 37 and a half, 37 and a half. Selling choice, 37 and a half and 35, 37 and 35. Going to be 7, 35. Going to be 7 here, not 7 here, not 7, not 7, not 7. So 3,500. Chris, 3. Takes them both. Let's have our story straight, guys. We don't want to tell them the wrong thing. $155, 55, 55, 55, 55, 7 and a half, 62 and a half, 65, 65, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 70, 72 and a half, 72 and a half, 71 here, 71 there, 71, and 71, 3, and 73, 71, 73, 75, 75, 77, 75, 77, back to you, 77, 9, and 79, 81, 83, 85, 85, 85, 85, 83, 85, 87, 87, 87, 87, 87, here, going to be 85, going to be 7, go 9, 89, 89, 91, 91, 91, 91, 3, we get 93, 93, 91, 3, 95, and 95 here, 95, 93, we get 5, 93, we get 5, 93, we get 5, group of 93, we get 5, group of 93, we get 5 here, Caleb, 193, 22. Goodness. $1.50. 55, and 55, 55, 60, 55, 70, 175, 75, 75, 75, 2 and a half, 72 and a half, 5, and 75 here, 75 here, 75, 75, 73, 73, 10, 2 and a half, 3, and 3, 4, and 74, 74, now 5 here, 75, 600, and 75, going to be 600, 75, going to be 76, 7, and 77, 77, 77, 76, 7 here, going to be 7 here, sort of 176, Gibbon 1. Getting used to it, Rob? You need those weekends every now and then. Guess we're all going to go, guys. Buy them and love them. All going to go. $1 a pound. 105 and 105 here. Going to be 105. Going to be 110. 15. Going to be 20. Going to be 5. Going to be 30. Going to be 5. Going to be 40. 145. 145. Jiggy 5 and 45 and 25. 50 and 50. Going to be 45. 50. 7 and a half. 50. Going to be 50. 50. 152 and a half. Going to be 2 and a half. Going to be 2 and a half. Now 5 and 55. 70 and 55. 60. 155. 60 and 55. Going to be 60 here. 55. Going to be 65 and 65. 70. 170. Going to be 70. Going to be 70. Going to be 5. Going to be 70. Now 5. 70 and 65. 70. 70. Going to be 70. Going to be 70. Going to be 70. Going to be 70. Jace 165. 30. Two fives and a 6-year-old here, guys. Here, 165. And 65. 7 and a half, 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 70, 170, and 2 and a half, 70, and 2 and a half, 5, and 77 and a half, 77 and a half, middle 80 here, 2 and a half, going to be 85 there, going to be 87 and a half, going to be 87, 50, 87 and a half, going to be 85, middle 7 and a half, going to be 87 and a half here, Kyle, 185, 21. $65 and 65 7 and a half, 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 750 and half 70, 70 now 2, 72, 72, 72, 72, 70 now 2, 4 and 74, 5 and 75, 600, 75, going to be 600, 75, going to be 76, 75, 7600 and 75, bit of a 6 here, 75 and half 6 here, Chris 175, 120. No. $55 and 55, 55, 55, 7 and a half, 57 and a half, going to be 60, we get 2 and a half, 7 and a half, 70 pounds, 70, 102 and a half, 72, 50, and 70, we get 2 and a half, 5, and 75, 750, 77 and a half, going to be 77, and a half, and 83, but 83, going to be 80 pound, 80 pound here, going to be 80 pound, 2 there, going to be 81, 2 there, going to be 81, going to be 2 and half 3, and half 3 there, going to be 83, we get 3, and 82, going to be $3 and half 2 and half 3, and half 3 there, going to be 82, bit of 3 and half 3 here, sold 182, put them on cabinet straight, 182. Well, Tom here, $1.50. $55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 60, 55, going to be 70, 170, 170, 175, here's 75, 83, going to be 85, 85 and 93, 95, 95, 95, 200, and 2 and a 5 here, now 10, 210, 15, going to be 15, 20, and 225 here, going to be 5 and 30, and 235, 35 and 40, 245, going to be 245, 50, going to be 250, and 250, and 245, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50 here, Bo, 245, 9, 1. Breed those heifers, Bo. 210, 11, and 210, 11, 210, 11, 210, 11, 11, 13, 13, 15, 15, 15, 17, 17, 17, 19, middle 19, good to be 219, 21, and 21, 21, 3, and 21, 3, and 21, 3, and 5, and 225 here, 225, and 4, 5, and 25, 2600, and 26, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7 here, good to be 227, now 8 here, middle 8, and 27, $8, and 27 of 8, good to be 227 of 8, and 9, and 9, middle 9, good to be 229, and 9 here, middle 9, and 9 here, good to be 9, 20 here, good to be 9, we get on here, Doug, 228.7. wants to do so good, you know, and he overthinks it. He's a little like his mom. They overthink too much. 20, twin. Well, cow's got a little red spot in her eye. She's going to be there. Not too bad. All right, guys, right there, 125, 125, 25, and 25, 25, 25, 25, 25, 30, and 25, 30, and 5, 35, and 35, 40, 35, 37, hands, 7, hands, 7, hands, 7, hands, 7, 40, 40, going to be 5, 145, 15, and 5, and 55, about 60, and now 60, and 57, going to be 62 and a half, 2 and a half, 2 and a half, 2 and a half, 5, and 67, hands, 7 hands, 7 hands, 7 hands, 7 hands, 7 hands, 67 and a half, and 67 and a half, 70, and now 70, 70 there, 70, and now 70, 70, 70, going to be 70, 70, going to be 70 there, 170, James, 167 and a half, 30. Baldy's got a little, a little watery eye. Should be on there. $1.50. $1.55, and 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, and 55, and 55, 60, and hand 2 and a half, 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 5, and 65, and 65, 7 and a half, and 7 and a half, 70, 70, and 2 and a half, 75, and 75 here, 77 and a half, 77, 80, and now 80 there, 180, 180 there, 80 there, 80 there, going to be 180 there, going to be 80, Jace, 177, 50, 30. $155, 55, 55, 55, 7 and a half, 55, 57 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 57 and a half, 57 and a half, 57 and a half, 57 and a half, 60, and now 2 and a half, 5, now 5, 5, and 65, and 65, and 65, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 70, going to be 70, 2 and a half, 75, 50, and 77 and a half, 80, 82 and a half, going to be 80, that 2 and a half, going to be 80, that 2 and a half, going to be, you're going to see where he's going to go today, 82, 50, 82 and a half, going to be 82 and a half, going to be 80, 2 and a half, going to be 2 and a half here, 82 and a half, Jace, 180 on 30. You ain't going to find out, are you? Kind of like Tubby on Wednesday. Y'all guys got to find out what he's going to get. Go right on, 65, and 65, and 65, 65, 65, 65, 7 and a half, 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 going to be 7 and a half, 7 and a half, going to be 7 and a half, 70, and now 70, 2 and a half, and 75, 75, 50, 77 and a half, going to be 81, 81, 82 and a half, going to be 255, 85, 85, 85, 35, 85 here, going to be 83, 85, going to be 3, 85, 85, 85, 85, 85, 85, 85 here, Jace, 183, 30. $60 and 5, and 65, and 65, 65, 65, 65, 65, 7 and a half, 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 750, and 67 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 6750, and now 70, 70, 70, now and a half 70, and now 70, 70, now 70, 170, and now 70, 70, 70, going to be 70, 70 here, Jace, 167 and a half, 30. We'll show you. Hey, she got a black ball. Look at there. 5-year-old. Look at there. She got a solid bull calf. 3,500. 35 and 35 and 35. You give out 35, 35, 35, 3,500. You get 35, you get 35, you get 3,500 here and 2,500 and 27 and a half and 27 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half. Going to be 27 and a half, going to be 27 and a half, going to be 25, 750 and 27. Hold your gate, 27 and a half and 27 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 3 and 3,000. You get 27 and a half, Greg. Was you bidding? 7, 2,700, 2,700, 27, 800, 9, 3, 3,000. Oh. 3,000. Guess we're 2,500. 3,000. 32 and a half. 32 and a half. 32 and a half. 31, 32. I got 31 online. Going to be 2. 32. Sold her 3,100. Austin Pettingill. 2,500. When he grows up. Mom hand right there. Here, it's a split. Okay. Mm-hmm. 31.
This is going to be a split draft of 31. I should have 15 right here in the ring.
They got to get all the tags if you split them. B31 in this draft. $155 and 55, 57, 57, going to be 60, going to get 2 and a half, going to be 5, and 7 and a half, 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 750, and 7 and a half, 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 going to be 67.50, and half 70, going to get 70, going to be 70, going to be hey, going to get 9, going to be 9, going to be 9, going to be 9, 70, going to get 70, going to be 71, and 70, 71, and 70, 71, 71, 2, 71, 2, 71, 2, 3, 72, going to be 3 and a half, 2, and 3, and 73, going to get 3, and 2, going to be $3, going to get 3, and 2, going to get 3, 73, 4, and 74, and 74, 5, and 75 here, 74 and a 5 here, 75 here, 75, 6 here, and 75, 7600, and 75, going to be 7600, 75, 76, 7, and 77, maybe to get 77, maybe to get 77, now pay, and 77, maybe to get 77, 78, 78, 78, 77, going to be $8, 77, going to be 8 here, so 177, Jace on 31. How many? 10 loads? Yes. He's got lots of feed. Takes a lot of feed. Here's a 4-year-old family cat right there here, 25 and 2,500. You 25 and 25, 27 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 3,000 and 3,000, 3 down 2 and a half, and 32.55 and 35, 35, 35, 35, 3,500, 7 and a half, 37 and a half, 37.50 and 35, going to be 7 and a half, 37 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, going to be 37.50 and 30, going to get 7 and a half, 4 and 4,000, going to get 4,000. What about 8? 3,800 and 37 and a half, going to be 3,800. Here, going to be 3,800. Here's holder 37.50. Chris 8. $165 and 65 and 7 and 7 and 7 and 7 and 7 and 7 and 67.50 and 7 and 7 and 7 and 7 and 70 70 not 2 and a half 72 and a half 5 and 75 here 73 72 3 4 and 74 73 74 73 74 get 4 and 73 get 4 73 get 4 73 get 4 given 173. Put on number nothing. Guys, she's a 5-year-old. She's 7 months bred. 3,000, 3,100, and 31, and 31. She 31, 31, 31, 2, good 2, we get 3, we get 3, and 4, 34, 5, 35, 35, 600, and 36, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, we get 37, 37, 37, 8, 9, 9, and 39, 4, and 4,000, we get 4,000, we get 4,000, 4, and 39, 4, and 4,000, we get 4,000, we get 4,000, we get 41, and 41, 41, 41, 41, 2, and 41, 2, 42, 41, 2, and 41, 200, 41, 200, 41, we get 2 here. Solder 4,100. Chris 3. Nice cow. I liked her. There's one. Be it. 5 and open. Take 65. Has a good five. 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 5 here. 5 here. 67 and a half. And 7 and a half. 7 and a half. 70. 70. Now 70. 172. And 72. 72. 71. 2. 71. Give 2. Now 71. 2. And 72. 71. 2. 71. 2. Give it 171 on 1. Eight-year-old here, 65. And a good five. Has a good five. 7 and a half. 70. 172 and a half. 75. 75. 77 and a half. 77. 50. And 77 and a half. What about 6 here? And 75. Going to be 600. 75. 67. 77. 77. 76. 7. And 77. Get 7 here. Going to be 7. Going to get 7. Going to be 7. Going to get 7. 77 here. Chris, 176. 20. 1 plus cash right there here, 250. 255, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55 here, going to be 255, and 55, 5 here, 5, 255, 255 here, Antone, 250. $2 a pound, 202 and a half, and 202 and a half. Going to get 2 and a half. Going to be 2 and a half. Going to get 2 and a half. Going to be 2 and a half. Going to get 2 and a half. 5 and half. 5. Going to get 7 and a half. Going to be 2. 10 and a half. Going to be 10. 12 and a half. Going to be 10. 12 and a half. Going to be 12 and a half. 15. And 15. 30. 50. 17 and a half. 17 and a half. 17 and a half. Going to be 16. And 50. Here. Going to be 16. 17. There. Going to be 17. And 17. 18. 18. 18. 18. Here. Going to be 17. Give 18. And 17. Give 18. Here. 18. 18. Here. 17. Here. Going to be 18. Here. Give and bull. 217. $225 and $225 and $25, $25, $25, $220 and $221, $31 here, $1 here, $21, $21, $21, $21 here, going to be 10 and 12 of the going to be 10 and 12 of the going to be 10 and 12 of the going to be 10, not 12 of the hand, not 15, and 7 here and a hand, 17, 20, and 20, 20 there, going to be 20 and 2 and a hand, and 21, and 21, 21, 21, 21, 21, 21, 2, 21, 2, 21, 2, 22, and 3, and 23, we get 3, and 23, we get 3, and 4, and 23, we get 4, we're going to be 23, we get 4, 23, we get 4, we're going to be 23, 24 here, sort of a 223, Doug 7, 223. 210 and 210. If you get 15, 17 and a half, group 20, 2 and a half, 22 and a half, 5, 227 and a half, 227, 50, and 27 and a half, 30, and half 30 get 33, group 30 get 33, group 30 and 30, and 32, 30, 8 and 9, and hand, bit of a 9, hand, 20, group 20, hand, 30, and 30 get 33, group 230, 1, and 30, 31, hand, 30, 31, 1, here, 1, here, and 30, 1, here, Debo, 230. Big in here, 225, and 225, and 25, 25, 25, 27 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 30, and 32 and a half, group 2 and a half, 30 down 1, and 30 here, 31, 31, 31, 31, 31, 35, we get 31, we get 31, 231, and 30, 31, 31, 31, 31, 31, 31, 31, here, Gibbon Bull, 230. 225 and 221 and 221 and 20 and 21 21 21 and 221 21 21 21 10 11 and 210 to 11 210 to 11 210 to 11 and 11 11 $2 202 and a half 2 and a half get 2 and a half going to be 5 going to get 7 going to be 210 12 and a half 15 and 17 and a half 17 and a half 17 and a half 15 17 50 and 17 and a half going to get 17 and a half 17 and a half Cavernous Bull 215. 210 11 and 210 to 11 210 to 11 11 11 210 to 11 11 211 we get 211 $2 201 and 201 here we get 3 and 5 we get 5 going to be 5 we get 7 going to be 7 going to be 7 and 5 going to be 207 and 7 and 7 and 7 and 7 and 5 here going to be 7 and 7 here going to be 7 and 7 here going to be 7 we get 7 here Cabinets 205 Bull. 2 and a half, and 2 and a half, we get 2 and a half, 2 and a half, 2 and a half, we get 5, going to be 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 10, 10, 10, 10, 12 and a half, 10 and 12 and a half, going to be 10, 12 and 50, and 10 and 12 and a half, going to be 211, and 210, 211, 11, 211, we get 211, we get 211 and 12. Did you give 12? 13, 14, 15. Gibbon 214 Boo. 221 and 222 and a half, 25, 27 and a half, 30, 32 and a half, 32 and a 5, and 37 and a half, 37 and a half, going to be 40 and a half, 40, 40, and half 40, going to be 48 and half, going to be 9, half 30 and half, going to be 30 and half, going to be 30 and half, 9 here, going to be 38, give 9, and 39 here, going to be 9, 30 here, going to be 9, going to be 8 and half, 9 here, sort of a 238, Cavernous Bull, 238. 65. Has a good five. Has a good 7 and 7 and 7 and 7 and 7 and 7 and 70, 70 now 70, 170, 170 70 and how 70 and how 70, 70, 70, 70 now 70 sold 167 and a half S2. 65, and 65, has a good about 7 and a half, 70, 70, 2 and a half, 75 here, 75 to be 77 and a half, 77, 50, and 70, 77 and a half, 77 and a half, going to be 77 and a half, and 77, bit of a half here, going to be 77 and a half, 80, and high and a half, 80 there, going to be 80, bit of 80 pound high, now 80, and high, going to be 89, going to be 89, going to be 80, going to be 80, going to be 89, going to be 80 here, Canvas 179, 3. How old? She's a 2-year-old, $2. $2.05 and $2.05, $5, $5, $5, $5, $5, $5, $5, $5, 205 and 205 and 10, going to be 10, 15, going to be 29, 220, 220, 225 and 225 and 30 and 30, 235 and 35, 235, 40 and here 45, 45, 45, 50 and 250, 50, 45, 50, 50, 50 here, Chris, 245, 7X. Another 4-year-old cow's here, 165. Has a good 5, has a good 5, 7 and a half, 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 750, and 67 and a half, 7 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 and a half, 70, and down here going to be 70, 70, both house, 70, and down here going to be 70, 70, down 2 and a half, 70, 250, and 70, 2 and a half, 5, and 75 here, 75 here, 75, 75, 75 here, 175, and 75 here, going to be 75, 75 here, Chris, 172 and a half, 20. Two years old here, and 250, 255, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55 here, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55 here, going to be 250, $2 a pound, 210, 220, and 210, 20, and 210, 20, we're going to get 210, 20, and 210, 20 there, you're going to be 210, 20, and 210, 20, but 20 there, $1 a pound, $1.10, 120, 140, 60, 80, and 181, 60, 80, 80 there, 82, and 2 and a half, 20, going to be 220, 220, 220, and 2 and 20, going to be 20, bit of a 20, going to be 20, going to be 20, mid 20 here, so $2 and tone. Two-year-old here, 250. 255, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55 here, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55 here, and 255, 60, and 265, and 70, we get 270, we get 275, and 75 here, 75, 75, 75, 75, 75, going to be 275 here, Bo, 271. $72 and a half, and $72.50, and $72 and a half, now $72 and a half, $75, $75, $77 and a half, $77 and a half, $7.50, and now headed here, going to be 81 here, 81, 81, 81, 81, 81, 81 here, bit of 1 here, going to be 81, going to be 81, going to be 81, bit of a 1, 81, 81 here, Canvas 180 on 3. Ten-year-old cow, she's 8 months bred, 2,500 and 25, yeah, 25 and 25, 25, 25, 2,500 here, 27 and a half, and 27 and a half, 7 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 and a half, going to be 25, 750, and 25, 7 and a half, 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 going to be 27 and a half, going to be 27 and a half, 2750, yes, 2,500, 7. Crippled cow here, 155. 55, 55, 7 and a half, 55, 57 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 57 and a half, 57 and a half, 57 and a half, 35, 40, and 35, 40, and 35, 37 and a half, 37 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, going to be 37 and a half, going to get 37 and a half, 40, and half, 42 and a half, going to get 2 and a half, 5, and 45, 47 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 47 and a half, 50, and half, 50, going to get 50, 10, 50 here, going to 52 and a half, 52 and a half, 52, 50, and 52 and both out, 52 and a half, going to get 52 and a half, going to get 52 and a half here, Doug, 155X. Cowboy, where you been all morning? 6 years. She's 4 months. She's a little bit crippled. Cat right there here. $1.50. 155. 55. 55. 55. 55. 55. 57. Going to be 60. We get 2 and a half. 5. And 65. 7 and a half. 7 and a half. 70. We get 70. We get 72 and a half. 72 and a half. 5. And 75 here. 75. 75. 75. 3. 4. 73. 74. 5. 75. 75. 75. And 74 and a 5 here. 75. 75. 75. Going to be 74. 5 here. Half. 4. 5. 6. 76. 7. 77. 8. 78. Now 9. 79. Cabinet 178. 3. Six-year-old mama right there. She's crippled here. 25 and 20 to 30 and 25. We get 30, 25. We get 30, 25. Going to be 30. We get 30 and a half, 35, 35, 40. We get 40 and a 45. 145, 50 and a half, 55 and 55, 55, 60 and 55, 67 and a half, 57 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 57. Now 60 and a half, 60 pound. Going to be 60 and 7 and a half. Going to be 60. We get 67 and a half. Going to be 67 and a half. Going to be 160 here. 157 and a half. 3. 65, has a good 5, has a good 7 and a half, 70, 172 and a half, 75 here, 75, 50, now 80, 81, 81, 81, 81, 81, here, going to be 81, bit of 1, going to be 81, and now 1, here, 81, $1, here, $1, here, cabinets, 180, on 3, 180. Come on, crack them gates, let's roll. Six years, 8 months, 2,500 and 25. Yeah, 25 and 27 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and 3,000, 32 and a half, 35 and 35, 35, 35, 37 and a half, 37 and a half, 4 and 4,000. They get 4,000, 3,800 and 37 and a half, 38, 9, we get 9, good 9, we get 9, 4 and 39, we get 4,000, good to be 39, we get 4,000, good to be 39, we get 4 and 39, 4,000, we get 4, we get 4, 39, we get 4,000, sold her 3,900. Chris 3. $155, 55, 55, 55, 55, $9 pound, 155, 55, 55, 55, 35, 40, 35, 40, 35, 40, 35, $40 pound, 105 has it. She's gonna go 105, 110, 15, 20, 5, and 30, and 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, gonna be 135, 40, and 35 and 40, 40, 35, 40, 40, 40, 40, 40, 35, 40 here. S 135, 3. Six-year-old cow here, 135, and 35, you go about 35, 35, 35, 40, and 35, 40, we get 35, 40, 35, 40, we get 40, 35, 40, 45, and 45 here, 45, 45, 45, 45, 45, 45, 45, we get 45 here, cowboy, 140, cowboy, 140, cowboy, 140. Who'd I miss, Jay? Dang it. Joe. 65, and 65, and 65, 65, 65, 7 and a half, 72 and a half, 72 and a half, 75, 50, 77 and a half, 750, and 70, 7 and a half, 77 and a half, 77 and a half, 77 and a half, 67, and 77, 77, 77, 77. Come on, give me 7, and 77, 76, 7, 77, 57, going to be 7, 57, going to be 7 here. Cabinet's 176, 3. Five years and 5 months ago. 2000, 2100, 21, 21, 21, 21, 2100, 21, 2100, 21, 21, 21, 21, 21, 2, and 21, 2, and 21, 2, and 2200, 21, 200, 200, 2, and 2200, 2, and 3, and 23, and 3, and 400, and 23, 400, 4 to buy here, 400, here's order 2300, Cowboy. 7 years here, 55, 55, 55, 57, going to be 60, going to be 2 and a half, going to be 5, going to be 7 and a half, now 70 and a half, 72 and a half, 75 here, 75, 73, 75, and 75, 7, and 75, 77, now 9, and 77, going to be 9, now 80, and high, going to be 85, going to be 85, going to be 81, 81, 81, 81, you're both out here, 81, 81 here, going to be 81, 81, 81, 2, 83, 83, 83, 4, 84, 85, 85 here, 85 here, Jace, 184, 31. 31. Weigh the cow, 35, here, 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, 5, here, 35, now 40, and 35, 40, now 5, and 45, 45, 42 and a half, 45, 45, 45, 45, 45, 45, 5, now 45, 5, 45, 45, 5, and 45, and 45 here, now 5, 45, 7 and a half, 47 and a half, 47 and a half, 50, and how and a half, 50, and half 50, snowing in here, 150, and 150, 50, 50, 50, now 5, 155, she's a 4-year-old, 150, now 5, 60. 5, 70, 175, 175, Cowboy, 170. Nine-year-old cow here, 55, 155, and 55, 55, 55, 7 and a half, 55, 57 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 57 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 57 and a half, 57, 50, and 57 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 57 and a half, 55, 57, 50, and 57 and a half, 57 and a half, 35, and 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, 37 and a half, 37 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, Doug's your bid, 35 here, 37 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, Doug, 135 on 5X. Thank you. Better deal here, 55, 55, 55, 57 and a half, 57 and a half, going to be 60, going to get 2 and a half, 65, 65 and a half, 3, 5, and half 7, and half 7, high, going to be 9, going to get 9, going to be 7, going to be 9, going to be 8, now 9, going to be 9, going to get 9, going to be 9, 70, going to get 70, high, going to be 70, and high, going to be 70, going to get 70, down 1, and 70, 71, 71, 71, 71, 71, cabinets 170 on 10. Pretty good 2-year-old. She is open. She weighed 11 something. 1240. 225 and 225, 30 and 25, we get 2, 30 and a half, 5, we get 35, 40, we get 45, we get 45, 50, we get 255, going to be 255, 60, we get 265, and half 70, going to be 75, and half 75, 275, and 75 here, 75, 75, 75, 75 here, Chris, 270, 7X. Was it alive when it went down your throat? She's a pretty cool looking cow. She's a 5-year-old. She's 5 months bred. 2000. 2100 and 21 and 20 and 21 21 2100 1 2 21 203 and 23 and 23 and 3 and 24 to 5 and 25 and 2500 5 500 5 to be 5 to buy 25 and 25 and 2500 5 5 5 here 5 here showtime 2400 225. 225 30 and 25 to 30 1 plus she's a fun 25 30 and 25 to 30 to 5 to 40 to 5 to 50 now 5 55 55 55 60 and 5 and 65 70 now 75 75 80 85 90 290 295 95 95 yeah 95 here 95 95 95 95 95 95 95 Chris 290 7x $55, 55, 55, 57, 57, 57, 57, going to be 60, we get 2.5, now 5, 7.5, now 70, now 2.5, 75, 77, 77, 50, 80, and 77, going to be 81, 81, 81, 80, there, going to be 180, and 77, 50, now 80, but 80, there, going to be 80, give 80, there, here, Doug, 177, 50 on 5.
We took pork chop the other night on my old charcoal grill. We got to wait for the charcoal to get, really hot.
Yeah.
And we went 2.5 hours, and Darcy goes, I'm ready to eat. How much longer? I was like, at least another hour. It's 9:30 at this point. This was last Thursday night. She goes, I guess I need to start cooking charcoal at 5.
55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 7, 55, 57, 7, 7, 77, going to be 60, going to get 2.5, going to be 5, going to be 7.5, 70, now 2.5, 5, and 77.5, 80, and 2.5, 80, 250, 80, going to get 2.5, going to be 80, going to get 2.5, going to be 2.5, going to be 80, now 2.5, here's on 180, Jace 30.
For them to get the perfect temperature and
Did you say 10 by 5? 8 by 5. I'm going to wear $1.50. $1.55, 57 and a half, going to be 60, going to get 2.5 now, 5, 7.5, 72.5, 75, 75, 75, Robbie out, 75, and 50, and 77, 80, and now here did you give 83, going to be 81, 81, 82 and a half, going to be 82 and a half, 5, 85, 87 and a half, going to be 87 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, going to be 87 and a half here, Jace, 185, 31. 225 and 225 and 25, 25, 25, 25, 30 and 25, we get 30, we get 35, 35, 40, we get 245, going to be 50, we get 50 now, 5 now, 60, 260, 260, 265, and now 5 and 265 here, 5 here, now 5 there, 5 here, Chris, 260, 7X. $125 and 125 and 25, 25, 25, 30 and 25, we get 30, 25, we get 30, and 30, 35, 35, 35, 35, we get 35, 40, we get 40, we get 40, 545, 145, 50, $1.50 and 7.5, 50, $1.50, 2.5, and 52 and a half, we get 2 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, 5, and 55, 57 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 57 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 57 and a half, 57 and a half here, Cavus, 155X.
155 cat X. Just X. Cat X. There you go.
Hey, look at here. Give $3, Antone. Well, I don't want 2. I want 3. What about 250? Split me the difference. Give me 250. 255, 60, 5, 265, 70, 275, 280, 285, 290, 295, 305, 10, 15, 315. Bo, 310, 1. I know it. That's the reason Bo gets her. Dollar pound. Dollar five and 105 and dollar five. We get five now five here. 105. We get five and 10. Going to be 110. Going to be 120, 115, 20 and 21, 25, 125, 125, 30. We get 30, 135, 135, 135, 135 and 35 and 35. We get 35. We get 35. We get 35. Doug 130. 5x. $10 by $3, dollar pound, 105, and dollar five, and $100 here. Good to be 105, we get 5, we get 5 and 10. Good to be 110 now, 15, 20, and 21, 21, 21, 21, 25, and 25, 30, we get 30, we get 35. Good to be 35, 35, 40, 140, 140, 135, 40, and 40 has 7.5, 40, and half 40, we get 40. Good to be 42 and a half, 2.5, 42.50, and 40, we get 2.5. Good to be 40, we get 2.5. Good to be 42.5 here. Sold 140. Weeby. How in the heck did I remember that? I'll never know.
Nice cow. Got a good bite.
Yeah, you're having
$55, 55, 55, 55, 57, 57, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 57, 57, 7, 60, and now 62 and a half, get 2 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, 5, as a good hat, has a good 65, as a good hat, and 7 and a half, now 70, 170, 170, now 70, and now 70, we get 70, going to be 70, we get 70, going to be 70, S, 67 and a half on 2. Mr. Weeby, sometimes I got to ask my wife what her name is. How forgetting I am. I can't remember. Then I'll forward people her number if they want her number for something. If you know her number and it says Sweetie Babe, and they'll go, yeah, is this Sweetie Babe? Yes, it is. John must have sent you the number. $30 of these big gals right there here, 165, as you get 5, 7.5, 70, 172 and a half, 72 and a half, 71, 73, 71, 73, 74, 74, 75 here, 75, 75, 75, and 75, and 74, 5 here, 74 and a 5 here, 75, 75, 74 and a 5 here, 74, you get 5, and 76, 7, and 77, 78, 79, good to be down, 79, and 78, good 9, half 9, 79, 8.5, 9, and now 79, good to be down, 78 and a half, 9, 8.5, good to be down, daughter 7.5, good to be down, daughter, good to be down, good to be down, good to be down, here's all 178 and a half, Chris 20. I met her student friend, what I call them. Student. 65, as a good hat, has a good 7.5, 750, and 7.5, we get 7.5, with a 7.5 out, 70, and 172 and a half, 72 and a half, 75, and 77.5, 80, and now 7.5, going to be 81, 81, 81, 81, 80 here, Jace, 177.50 on number 30. Hold your gate, hold your gate, hold your gate.
Hey,
Hold your gate.
hey.
Put those on 31 outside. These two on 30.
So just Jace 31,
And then we're gonna hold off.
yard out,
Yard out.
2, just put 2.
Okay, those are gonna be a Jace 31, right? The ones outside.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna hold these two off.
And this will be a Jace 31 reweigh. Okay. And I'll get you the back tag numbers. 5236, 5250. This will be Jace 30.
At the same price.
Same price.
Okay, these are gonna be a Jace 30, the ones in the ring.
2 10-year-olds here, 155, and 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 57, 7, 7, 7, 57, 57, 60, and 57, going to be 60, and 60 to bid here, 57, going to be 60, now 2.5, 65, 7.5, 70, 70, you get 70, and 2.5, 75, and 75 here, 75, 75, 75, 75, 75, and 75 here, 75 here, 75 here, Chris, 172.5, 13.
No. Nice family. And they said he was a nervous wreck when I showed up.
6 and a 7-year-old pair. One bull calf, one heifer calf here, 3,500 and 35 and 35. You go about 35, 35, 37 and a half, 37 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half. Going to be 37.50 and 37 and a half, 7 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 and a half. Going to be 37.50 and 37 and 4 and 4,000, 4,000. I'm going to get 4,000. What about 800 and 38, 38, 38, 9 and 38, 9, 38, 9. Going to be 38, going to be 900, 38, 9 and 3900. Going to be 38, going to be 9, going to be 9, going to be 9, 38, going to be 900, 38. Get on here, TK 3,800. Put them on number 3. All their feet okay. Six and 7-year-olds. 35 and 35 and 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, 37 and 35, 37 and 7 and 7 and 7 and 7 and 7 and 5 and 6-year-olds, 37.50 and 37 and a half and 37 and 7 and 7 and 7 and 7 and 7 and going to be 37.50 and 37 and going to be 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 37.50 and 37 and 7 and 7 and 7 and 37 and 37 and a half here. Chris 3,500. Put them on 100.
Chris 100.
155, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 57 and a half, 7 and a half, 57 and a half, 57 and a half, going to be 60, and down 2.5, 5, and 65, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 70, 70, now 2.5, 72 and a half, 5, and 77 and a half, 77 and a half, 180, 180, 180, and 77 and a half, going to be 83, 180, 180, 183, 180 here, 180 here, 180 here, Jace, 177.50 on 30. Seven to 10-year-old cows. Here we go, guys. Here, 155 and 55 and 55, 57 and a half, 55, 57 and a half, 7 about 60 and 2.5, 5. Now 7 and a half, now 70, now 2.5, 5 and 77 and a half, 77, 80, 81. Here, going to be 81, 81, 81 and 2, 82, 82, 81 to 81, bit of a 2 there. Going to be 81, bit of $2 here. Going to be 81, going to be 2. Sold 181. Jace 30. 4, 5, and a 6-year-old here, guys. Here, 155 and 55 and 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 57 and a half, 57 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 60 and a half, 62 and a half, 2 and a half, 5 and 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 70, 72 and a half, 75, 75, 50, and now 81, 82 and a half, 85, 85, 87 and a half, 87 and a half, 90, 92 and a half, 5, now 2, now 5, now 10, 15, 210, 15. 210, 15, and 10 and 15, going to be 210 and 15, going to be 210, going to get 15, Chris, 210, 3X. 5-year-old pairs right there. Here. Did you say one of them's crippled? Let's just sell the cows. Send them outside and bring the 2 cows back if you don't mind.
Let's take these out, and they want to bring the 2 cows out off. I'm sorry, they want to bring the 2 cows back, and then bring the babies back. You gonna do them by the head or by the?
What do we weigh, 300 pounds, 7?
$6 a pound. $6.10 and 6.10 and hand 10, good to be 10, 20, good to be 10, 20, 10, 20, 30, good to get 30, good to be 30, down 30, 6.30, hand 20, 30, 6.30, 40, 6.40, Antonio out, 6.40, 6, I got him at 40, 6.50, 6.50, 6.40, 6.50, 6.40, 50, good to be 6.40, 50, and 6.40, 50, 6.50, 6, that's by the pound, 6.50, 6.60, 6.60, sold 6.50. Going to McDaniel, CB McDaniel. Goodbye, Kelsey.
Take those cows now.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll take the cows back now.
Well, that make $1 out.
Not enough. 19, 17.
They lose.
30 pounds in 2 weeks.
Shit, they lose that tomorrow.
165 and 65 and 65 7 and a half 70 172 and a half 72 and a half 71 71 71 73 71 73 71 3 and 71 73 75 and 73 75 73 75 73 75 73 75 dollars 73 75 now 3 now 5 here cabinet 173 on 3. $225 and $225 and 25 25 25 25 and $225 and 5 here $220 and 21 21 21 21 221 2 and 21 2 3 we get 23 we get 3 and 23 we get 4 we're going to be 23 we get 4 now 5 and 25 2600 and 25 going to be 226 7 and 7 7 7 7 of 8 227 going to be 8 here 9 and 9 bit of 9 30 and 30 get 30 there going to be 30 get 30 there going to be 230 and 25 30 get 30 there going to be 30 we get 30 here Debo 229 Debo 10, 12 and a half, and 10 and 12 and a half, going to be 10 and 12 and a half, going to be 10 and 12 and a half, going to be 10 and 12 and a half, and 10, 12 and a half, here, 2 now, 2 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, going to get 2 and a half, going to be 2, 250, get 2 and a half, and 2 and a half, going to get 2 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, going to get 2 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, going to get 2 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, here, Douglas, $2 on 7. Red Bull time. $2. 210 and $2.10, 10, 20, going to be 20, going to be 30, going to get 30, hand 25, 25, 30, going to get 30, hand 30, and 5, and 35, 35, 40, going to get 2, 45, going to get 45, and half 45, 50, 5, and 55, 55, 60, and 5, has a good here, Harry Antone, 260. One by 5 inch, a good rip, 2,500. 25, 25, and 25, 25, 27 and a half, and 27 and a half, 25, 27 and a half, 7 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 and a half, going to be 2,500, and 20, to get 500, 2,500, what about 2,000, guys? Here's a good bred Charolais heifer. I got 2, now 1, going to be 2, now 3, 23, 4, 5, 6, 2,600, 2,600. 25 going to be 2,600 and 25 going to be 2,600 here, 25 going to be 2,600 here, 25 going to be 6. Done. 2,500 on 33. Going back to Grady County. Nelson. 210 and 210, 12 to van, 10, 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 12 to van, going to be 210, 12 and a half, and 210, 12 to van, 12 to hand, 12 to hand, 10, 12 to hand, 210, 12 to van, 210, 12 to van, Gibbon Bull, 210. Back's broke. Back's broke. 225 and 225 and 25, 27 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 27 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half here, 7 and a half here, 220 and 221 and 21, 21, 21, 21, 21, 2, going to be 2, we get 3, we get 3, and 23, we get 3, and 4, 23, we get 4, 25 and 25 and 225 and 25, 25, 25, 24, 25, 600 and 25, going to be 26 here, 6, 7 and 7 and 7 and 7 and 7 and 7 and 7 here, going to be 227 pound, going to be 227 here, Cabinets Bull, 226. Two 10 and 210, 12 to hand, 10, 12 to pound, going to be 10 and 12 to pound, going to be 10 and 12 to pound, going to be 210, 12 to pound, 210, 12 to pound here, 205, 27 and a half, and 7 to pound 10, and 210 a pound, 11, and 211 on 12, and 12 and 13, together, 10 together, 10, 14, together, 14, 15, and 250, 16, and 16 there, 50, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, now 17, together, 17, now 17, and 17, dollar 17, together, 17, now 17, Gibbon Bull, 216X. Aruba, Jamaica, ooh, I wanna take you. Got a twisted right foot. $65 and 65 has a, she's a 4-year-old. She's 5 months bred. She still might go out there and have you calf. She just got a little old twist in that back right. Oh, I see. $50. $55. 60. Now 5. 165. And 65. Has a good 5. 65. And 65. Now 5. Cabinets 160 on 5. One and open. 250. 255, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55 here, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55 here, going to be 255, 255, you do it, 55, 60, and now 5, and now 70, we get 70, now 75, 75, give 80, 85, now 90, and 95, 95, 95, 95, 3, we get 300, and 95, we get 3, and 95, we get 300, we get 95, we get 300, we get 95, we get 3, Chris, 295, 7X. 6 years, 2 months, $1.55, 55, 57 and a half, 57 and a half, going to be 16, going to be 2 and a half, going to be 5, going to be 7 and a half, 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 7 and 50, and 67 and a half, 7 and a half, 70, and now 70, 70, 70, you're out and you're out, 70, now 78, now 9, now 9, 70, 170, 171, 171, now 2, 73, 4, and 74, we'll get 5, and 7600, and 77, and 77, 77, 77, 77, $8, and 78, 78, now 9, and now 9, good of 9, bit of 9, good of 9, now 9, 78, now 9, bit of 9, daughter, bit of 9, good of 9, bit of 9, daughter, cabinet's 178, 3. Uno más vacas. Hey, Brad. Ten by 2 on both of them. No, one of them's 10 by 2. Antone, we're trying to have a cow sale. You guys get his number and call him later, okay? Thank you. 10 by 2, guys, 155, and 55, and 55, 57, going to be 60, going to be 2 and a half, going to get 5, going to be 7 and a half, 70, 170, 102 and a half, 75, and 75 here, 75 here, 77 and a half, 77 to 80, and now 2 and a half, 82 and a half, going to be 80 down 2 and what about 1, 81, 81, 81, 81, 81, 81, 81, going to be 81, going to be 81, 81, 81 here, Jace, 180, 30. Nine and 10-year-olds, guys, are 4 and 5 months bred. 165, and 65, and 65, and 65, 7 and a half, 72 and a half, 75, 75, 77 and a half, 77 and a half, 50, and 77 and a half, 77 and a half, 80, $1.82 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, 82, 50, 80, going to get 2 and a half, going to be 80, then 2 and a half, going to be 80, then 2 and a half, going to be 82 and a half, 5, 85, 87 and a half, going to be 87 and a half, 7 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 and a half, going to be 87, now 90, 190 a pound, Weeby, 187 and a half, Weeby. Both of them are 6-year-old or 2 months bred. 165, and 65, and 65, and 65, 65, 7 and a half, 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 750, and 67 and a half, 70, and 2 and a half, 5, and 80, $1.80, 75, 87, 85, 85, and 90, 190, 190, 195, and 95, now 2, and 95, 92, 05, and 2 and a 5 here, 5, 5 and a 5 here, 5 here, going to be 205, and 205 here, 5, 5 here, $2. 17. One cow's got a little watery eye. The watery. Okay, right there, 65, and 65, and 65, 65, 65, 65, 7 and a half, 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 7 and 70, and 70, and 9 and a half, 70, going to be 70, going to be 70, going to be 70, going to be 70, now 70, and 70, 70, 172 and a half, 71, 71, 71, 71, 71, and 70, 71, 71, 2, and 72, 71, 2, 71, 2, 71, 2, 71, 2, 3, and 72, 3, and 2, going to be 3, 72, going to be $3, 3, and 2, going to be $3, 3, and 2, now 3, Jace, 172, 32. Feeding cows here, 65. And 65, and has a good 7.5, 750, and 7.5, and 67, and 750, and 67, going to be 7.5. You see that one cow right there, guys? I'm going to hold her. I'm going to sell you 4 cows, 165, 7.5. Yep, 70, 2.5, 72.5, 5. Now half. Now 77, 50, 80. Give 80. 180 and 180, 180, 180, 180, 180, 80, Jace, 177, 50, 30. Yard out 53.04. Gate. She knew she didn't belong, did she? $50. $52.5. 52.50, 50, we get 2.5, going to be 2.5, we get 2.5, going to be 2.5, we get 2.5, going to be 52.5, we get 52.5, 5, and 55, 59, 3, 5, and 53, we get 5, 7, 57, down high, going to be 9, daughter now, 61, 63, 61, 3, as a get 1, going to be 3, we get 3, 5, 65, and hand 3, we get 5, going to be 3, 7, and now 7, hand 7, 7, now 9, going to be 69, and hand high, going to be 9, we get 9, going to be 7, now 9, going to be 7, we get 9 here, so 167, cabin is 5X. Oh, just X. Just X. Cabin is X. Byron Lover guys right there, daughter bound, 105, and 100 out of 5 here, good 100 out of 5 here, good 105, good 5 out of 5 here, good 5 out of 5 here, good 5 here, good 100 out of 5, and 10, and 10 and 15 here, 115, 20, and 21, 20 out of 5 here, 25, 25, 20, 25, and 25 here, 125 here, 125 of 5 here, 125 here. You want to try another one, Matt? 125. Sold 120 S1. Six here, she's up on here, 75, and 75, here's 75 here, 75 there, 75, 75, 75, 75, 75, 75, going to be 175, and 75 of 5 here, 75, 750, and 77 of hand, 77 of hand, 77 of hand, 7750, and 75 here, 75, 71, 71, 71, 71, 71, 171, and 77, 71, 71, 71, Jace, 170, on number 32. Old Cat here, 100 out of bed, 105, and 100 out of 5 here, 105, to get 5, to get 5, to get 5, to get the count started around 1-9 in the back end, didn't they? 105, 105, 105, and 100 out of 5 here, good to be 105 and 10, good to be 110, 15, 21, 20, now 5, and 30, to get 30, and 25, get 30, and 25, to get 30, good to be 30, to get 30, 35, and 35, 35, 35, 35, 40, and 35, 40, get 40, there, get 40, 40, 40, 140, and 35, get 40, there, to get 40, to get 40, to get 40, here, Ricardo, 135. 450 to $5.
450 to $5. Yep, market's good.
65, and 65, has a good about 7 and a half, 70, 172 and a half, 72 and a half, 75, 77 and a half, 77 and a half, 80, and now 83, 181, 81, 80, and that one, 81, 1, 2, 83, 82, 3, 83, 4, 85, 85 here, Brad Jubit, 85, 85, 85, 600, 86, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 86, 7, 87, 7, 7, 7, now wait, 87, going to be $8, and now 7, going to be here, you didn't have her long, 87, now here, here, Kevin, it's 187 on 3.
Is that your high kill cow right there? 187?
187 and $187 a pound. Going to be 87 a pound here. 87, $105, pound. 105 here. Going to be 105 and half 5 and half 10. Going to be 110, bit of a 10 15. Going to be 110, 15 and 20 and 21, 25 and 25, 25, 25. It get 30, 25. It get 30, 25. It get 35 and 35, 35, 40. It get 40. It get 45, 45, 45, 45. You got to be 550. $1.50. It get 50 and 7 and a half, 50 and 7, 52 and a half, 52 and a half. Going to be 2 and a half, 5 and 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55 half and 57 and a half, 7 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 and a half. So 155 Cavanagh X. Here's a little 5-year-old cow got $1.50. 155 and 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 60, now 5, now 65, and 65, and 65, 65, 65, 65, 65, 65, 65, 65, 160 on 1.
I feel like we sold quite a few cows in the last hour and a half. Here in a minute, we'll be like, yeah, but here in a minute, we'll be like, we still got 130 left. Yeah.
How old? She's 4 by 7. 4 by 7. 2,000. 22 and a half, 5, 7 and a half. 3,000. 32 and a half. 32 and a half, 5. 3,500. 37 and a half. 37.50. Chris, 3,500 on 3. You got shade? Eight-year-old, 6 months, 25, 2,500, 25, and 25, 27 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 27.50, and 27 and 27 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 25, and 2,500, 8 by 6, 2,500 and half, 600, and 25, going to be 2,600, and 25, going to be 6, 7, and 7, and 7, and 7 of 8, 27 of 8, 27 of 8, going to be 9 and 9, half 3, and 3,001, and 3,100, 3,100, 31, 31, 31, 31, 3,100, here's order 3,000 Nitzel. $165, and 165, has a good about 165, and 165, has a good about 55, and 55, 57 and a half, 57 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 57 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 57 and a half, 55, and 55, 57 and a half, 7 and a half, 57 out the gate, 57 and a half, and 57, 60, and half, 60, we get 2 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, we get 2 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, we get 2 and a half, you're at now 5, and 65, and 65, and has a good about 5, here, Chris, 162 and a half, 2-1. 6 years, he's up on here, 155. There you go, 55. 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, now 5, 60, and 55, 60 there, now 5, and 5, now 60, now 5, going to be 65, now 70, and now 75, 75, give 80 there, 85, and 90, 190, 190, 195, you get 90, in 190, 190, 190, Antone, 185. 10 years, 3 months here, $1.55, 55, 55, 57, 55, 57, 7, 7, 16, 2 and a half, 5, and 7, 7, 7, 70, 170, 175, give 81, 81, 81, 85, 85, 85, 85, 85, 85, 85, 85, 85 here, 85 there, 85, 85, 85 here, 80, 85 here, 180, 17. 155, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 7, 55, 57, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 55, 57, 57, 50, 50, 57, could be 50, 57, could be 50, 57, here, and half, 57, 35, 135, 135, 40, 145, 145, 145, 50, $1.50 and half 5, and 55, 55, 55, 2 and a half, 52 and a half, Doug, 55, 5, and 55, 55, John, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 57 and a half, 57 and a half, 50, 60, and has 60, and how going to be 60, we get 60, we get 60, we get 60. Here's out 157 and a half, Doug 5.
They're older and short room.
3, 4, 5 months, Brett. How many weigh them? The 9-year-old cows, 9 and 10-year-old cows, 3 to 5 months here, $1.50 a pound. $1.55 and 55 and 55 and 55 and 60, 55, going to be 165 and 70, 175, 75, 75, 80, 185, 85, 85, 85, 85, 85, 85, 85, 85, 90, and 195, 95, 95, going to be 195, going to be 195, $2 and 95, 2, now 5, and 2 and 5 and 10, going to be 210 and 210, bit of a 10, going to be 10, bit of a 10, going to be 210, 205, going to be 210, and 2 and 10 here, going to be 10, bit of a 10, going to be 10 here, done. 205, number 9. Old cows are young. They're shortbred. Yes, they are. 165. 2 and 4 months. 165. And 65. 75. 7, 7, 7, 7, 70, 70, 2 and a half, 75 here, 75 here, 75, 50, and 77 and a half here, but about here, going to be 77 and a half, 77, 50, and 77 and a half, going to be 77 and a half here, S 175, 17. Roll Tide. $1.50. $1.55 and 55. You got 55, 55, 55, 55, 60, 55, 90, 70, 170, 171, 71, 75, 75, 80, 80, 81, 81, 81, 81, 88, and 77 and a half, and 77 and a half, 77 and a half, now 80, 80, 2 and a half, 80, 2 and a half, 5, 85, 85, 85, 85, 85, 87 and a half, 87 and a half, 87 and a half, going to be 87, 50. John, you're out. 87 and a half, going to be 90, and 90 here, 190, 190, 2 and a half, and 92 and a half, going to be 95 here, 95, 95, 97 and a half, 97 and a half, going to be $2 pound. Going to be 205 and 205, 5 here, Chris, $2 on 10X. 250. 255, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 60, and 260, and 55, and has it get about now 70, now 70, now 5, now 75, 75, give 80, 280, 85, 85 here, 90, 2, 90, 290, 85, 90 here, 85, 90, 85, 90, 85, 90, yes, 285, 13. 185, 85 there, good to be 85 there, good to be 85, 85, 85, 85, 85, 85, 85, 85 and 90, 85, 90, 85, 92 and a half, 92 and a half, 95, 95, 97 and a half, 97 and a half, 97 and now 2, and 2 and a half, good to be 2 and a half, 2 and a half, good to be 2 and a half, 5, and 7 and a half, 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 750, and 7 and a half, good to be 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 7 and a half, here, 7 and a half, sold, 205, Chris, 10X. One 85, 85 there, good to be 85, 85, 85, 85, 87 and a half, 7 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 and a half, good to be 87 and a half, good to be 90, and 92 and a half, 95, and 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, Chris out, 95 here, 97 and a half, 97 and a half, 97, 50, and 97 and a half, good to be 90, 97 and a half, good to be 90, 97 and a half, good to be 97 and a half, good to be 2, and 2 and a half, and 2 and a half, good to get 2 and a half, good to be 2 and a half, good to get 2 and a half, good to get 2 and a half, good to be 202 and a half here, Chris, 10X, $2. 185, 85 there, good to be 85, 85, 87, good to be 90, good to get 2 and a half, good to get 5, good to be 97, good to be 2, good to be $2, around 2 and a half, 5, and 2 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 10, good to be 2, 10, 2, 10, 12 and a half, 10, 12 and a half, 15, 15, 15, good to get 50, 12 and a half, 15, and 12 and a half, good to be 2, 115, 17 and a half, 17 and a half, 17 and a half, what about 16? Cabinet's 215 booth. $185, 85 there, good to be 85, 85, 85, 85, 87 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 87, 50, 87 and a half, good to be 87 and a half, 87, 90, and 100, good to get 2 and a half, 95, 95, 95, 97 and a half, 97 and a half, good to be 2, now 2, now 2, now 2 and a half, and 202 and a half, good to be 2 and a half, now 2 and a half, what about 1, now 3, and now 3, good to get 3, and now 3, 5, and 5, now 3, good to get 5, good to 3, good to get 5, now 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 3, good to get 5, S, 203, 16. 220. 221 and 221 and 20 and 21 21 21 21 21 21 and 221 time 1 21 21 21 20 at the gate 221 and 221 1 given bull 220. $2 bid, 205, and 205, we get 5, 5, 5, 5, we get 5, we get 2, we get 5, we get 2, we get 5, we get 2, we get 5, we get 205, and 205 here, 5 here, 5 here, 5 here, $2, 17, 16. Cows are on 17. $235 and 35 and 35 35 35 35 35 35 30 tap 1 and 31 and 30 give 1 and 30 31 30 20 21 21 21 21 2 3 and 5 and 27 and 27 9 229 and 31 and 31 31 20 30 and 1 and 31 31 32 2 32 32 32 3 and 33 3 and 4 and 33 34 33 get 4 34 5 35 and 35 35 35 5 here 5 5 here 5 5 here so about 234 given boo. 155, 55, 55, 55, 55, 75, 57, going to be 60, we get 2.5, down, 2.5, 2.5, 62, 55, and 65, 7.5, 7.5, 7.5, 7.5, 7.5, 7.5, 7.5, 7.5, 70, we get 70, 172.5, and 72.50, and 72.5, 75 here, 75 here, 75 here, 75, 75, 75 here, Jason, 172.5, 30. 65, and 65, 75, 70, 70, 70, not 2.5, 75, 77 and a half, 77 and a half, 80, another 80 pound, going to be 81, 81, 81, 81, 81, 81, 81, 81, 81, 81, 2, 83, 83, 4, 84, 5, 85, 85 here, 84, 85 here, cabinets 184, 3.
Cabinets 3.
135, and 35, you give out 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, you get 35, going to be 135, 35, 5 here, dollar pound, 105, and dollar 5, you get 5, going to be 10, and 15, going to be 20, and 5, and 25, you get 30, and 35, and 35, you get 30, 40, and 35, 45, 45, 45, 45, 45, 45, 45, you get 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 45, going to be 145, 145, sold, 140, Doug, 7. Or why did I say 7? I was looking right at you. Huh? Mine does some crazy things every now and again, John. 210, 12 and a half, and 10, 12 and a half, 10, 12 and a half, 15, 17 and a half, going to be 20, and 1, 21, 3, and 5, and 25, 27, and 27, 9, 29, 29, 30, we get 30, and 1, and 31, 32, 32, 32, 33, 33, 34, 34, 34, 4 here, 33, 34, and 34, 5, and 35, 600, and 35, 36, 35, going to be 600, going to be 35, going to be 600, 35, going to be 36 here, 35, 36 here, so 235, D-Boo. $3. $3.10 and $3.05 and $5 here. $5 we get 3 we get 5 3 we get 5 3 outside 5 and $3.05 we get 5 we get 5 we get 5 we get 5 we get 3 we get 5 3 we get 5 3 we get 5 3 we get 5 dub both $3 on number 1.
Row 1.
Didn't spit out Bo either. 221 and 221 and 20 and 21 21 21 221 and 221 here 10 11 and 210 to 11 210 to 11 11 11 210 to 11 11 11 210 to 11 200 pound now 1 and 201 1 here now 3 and 2 now 3 now 5 here now 5 here now 5 now 5 2 0 3 5 7 and 7 and 7 7 7 down high here going to be 209 down 9 and 10 and 9 10 9 10 11 and 11 and 11 13 13 13 11 here going to be 13 11 but 13 13 13 11 here going to be 13 13 now 13 here so about 211 D Bull X. Got time right there, 65. As it get 5, as it get 5, as it get 5, as it get 5, 7 and 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 going to be 67.50 and 67 and a half here, half here, half here, give it 165 on nothing. Watch your end, Tone. Yeah. Never see him again. Two 31 and 31 31 31 31 31 31 31 31 and 30 and 31 31 31 31 32 32 33 33 34 34 5 here 35 36 here 37 and 37 of 8 37 of 8 down high group of 9 40 40 and 1 and 41 2 41 2 41 2 43 43 and 4 here 44 and 4 here 5 and 45 45 45 45 45 45 45 and 45 and 5 here 5 here going to be 245 and 245 to get 45 45 45 45 45 to get 45 here so about 244 Gibbon Bull 244.
Did you write that down?
Even better. Make sure you send that to the right people now. 210 11 and 210 to 11 210 to 11 11 210 to 11 11 11 210 to 11 here going to be $2 2 and a half and 2 2 and a half we get 2 and a half we get 2 and a half going to be 2 and a half we get 2 and a half going to be 2 and a half now 2 5 and half 7 and a 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 half 10 going to be 210 and 7 and a half going to be 210 and 7 and a half going to be 210 going to be 10 going to be 10 going to be 10 here Gibbon Bull 2 7 and a half. To 10 to 11 and to 10 to 11 to 10 to 11 11 11 to 10 to 11 11 11 11 11 here you're going to be 10 to 11 and to 10 to 11 to 10 11 outside 11 and to 11 to 11 and to 11 12 11 12 13 13 14 14 14 15 15 15 15 15 15 14 15 16 and 16 here you're going to be 16 16 17 and 17 17 17 18 18 18 going to be 18 19 and 19 18 19 here Gibbon Bull X 218. All right, take the X off. $65 as it get 5 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 now 5 65 as it get 5 7 hands 7 hands 7 hands 7 hands 7 hands 7 hands 7 going to be 67.50 and 7 hands 7 70 70 now 70 now 70 now 2 and a half 72 and a half 75 and 75 here 750 and 77 hands 77 hands 77.50 and a half here now 80 and now 80 there 8 9 and now 9 group 9 group 9 group 9 group 9 78 now 9 group 80 and now here group 81 81 81 81 80 here 80 here cabinets 179 3. No tags. 4 and 5 rows, $2. 210 and 210, 205 and 205. It'll get 5 and 10. It'll be 210, 210, 210, 210, 205, 10, 15 and 215 and 50. It'll get 50, 250. It'll get 50. It'll get 50 now. 215 and 10 and 15. It'll be 10. It'll get 15. It'll be 10. It'll get 15. It'll be 10. It'll get 15 now. 15 bow 210 1. 4, 4 and a 6-year-old. 165 and 65 has a good now 5 65 and 65 has a good 7 72 and a half 72 and a half 5 and 75 here 75 here get 5 75 and 75 here 75 50 and 77 and a half 77 and a half 77 and a half 75 50 now 80 and 180 here 180 180 180 here 80 here 80 here Jace 177 50 32. Old cows here, 55 and 55 and 55. 55, 55, 7 and a half, 55, 57 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7, 60 and 2 and a half. 2 and a half, 5 and 65 and has a good 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 70, 70 now 72 and a half, 72 50 and 70 going to be 2 and a half, 5 and 75 here, 77 and a half, 77 and a half, 77 and a half. Going to be 750 and 77 and a half here. Going to be 77 and a half here. Jace 175 30.
Cold front's coming. Cold front's coming. It'll be colder the rest of the week. Like in the 60s.
One cow hopping a little bit. She's going to be on the deal, guys. 55 and 55 and 55, 57. Going to be 60. Going to get 2 and a half. Now 5. Now 5. 65 and 7 and a half. 7 and a half. 70. 170. 170. 170. 170. 170. 178. Now 970. And 1 and 72 and 73. 74. 74. 73. 74. 73. 4 and 73. 74. 73. 74. 73. 74. 5 and 75. 600 and 75. 6. 75. 600 and 75. 76 here. 175. 6 here. 75. Going to be 6 on 175. Cabin is 3.
He's here this week. Got to put on him for 3 days.
Maybe get a big tip. 155 and 55. 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 57 and a half, 7 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 and a half, 57 and a half, 57 and a half, 57 50 and 57 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 57 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 60 and down 2 and a half. You get 2 and a half. Going to be 2 and a half. You get 2 and a half over here. Brad 2 and a half. 250 and down 2 and a half. 2 and a half. Rob, you're out. 2 and a half. You get 2 and a half. 1 3 63 61. Get 3 and have 3. Get 3. Get 3 and 1. Going to be 3. Get 3. Here you got him. 161 Gibbon.
All of a sudden.
8-year-old, 3,000. 32 and a half, 5 and 35 and 35, 37 and a half, 37 and a half, 37 and a half, 7 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 and a half, 37 and a half, 37 50 and 35, 3600 and 35. Going to be 3600. Going to be 35. Going to be 3600. 700. 37 half 7. 3700. 3,700 and 37 and 700 here. You're going to be 7 and 3,700. You're going to get 3,700 here. TK 36 and a half 3. The black one's 7 months. White one is how far? Both of them 7 months, Brad. Thank you. 2,100 and 21 and 2,100 here. 1 here. 21, 2,100 and 2 and 22 and 22, 2,200 here. 1, 2, 3 and 23, 4 and 23, 4, 5 and 25, 2,500 and 2,500 here. 500 here. 500 and 24 get 500 here. 500 get 500 here. 5, 6. 26, 2600. Now 7, 27, 28, 2800. Jensen, 2700. Five months, Brad. 2,000, 2,100, and 2,100, here, mobile one, here, 2,100, here, 1, here, 1, here, 21, and 2,100, and 2,100, here, 2,100, here, 1, and 2, and 22, and 2,200, here, 1, give 2, and 22, and 200, here, 200, here, 200, Ricardo, 2,100. Well, we're not going to guess anymore, Antone. We got in trouble last time. 2 plus in 3 months. $3 a pound. $3.05 and $3.05 and $3.05. We get 5 here. 5. We get 5. We get 5. We get 3. We get 5. 3. We get 5. 3. We get 5. 3. We get 5. 3. We get $5. 305 and 305 and 305 here. 5. We get 5. We get 5. We get 5. 5 here. 5 here. Jason 11. $3. Yeah. Send them to shoot. Send them to the shoot and board them. Sell them Wednesday. 5, 6, 7 months. 5, 6, and 7 months. Here, guys, right there. Here, $1,000 a piece. 1,000. 1,000, 1,100, and 10, 11, 10, 10, 11, 10, 10, 11, 11, 11, 11, 10, 11, 10, 11, 10, 11, 12, 11, 12, 13, 13, 13, 14, 14, 15, 15, 105 and a half, 15, and a half, 50, 14 and a half, 15, 15 and a half here, half here, 15, 50, and 15 and a half here, 16, and 1600 here, half and a half here, going to be 16 and a half here, yada line, 16, 50, and a half here, half here, but about here, going to be 16, 50. And 16 and a half here, half and a half here, half here, going to be 16, going to be half. Ricardo, 1,600. Keep together. All right there, here, 4,000 and 45 and 45 and 45, 45, 45, 45, 4,500. Here, can I split them? Let's split them. $1.50 on the cow. $1.55 and 55 and 55 and 55, 55, 55, 55, 55. Sell the cow. $1.55 and 55, 55, 35 and 35, 40, 35, 40, 35, 40, 35, 40 and 35 here, 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, 35 here. Bring me one and one back if they can. Be careful on that cow. So the calf today. They're probably not going to get that cow back in here on that side. Little heifer calf, $5. 510, 10, 10, 10, 510, 510, and 10, PR. Sell her tomorrow.
Okay, they're gonna PO this one and sell it tomorrow.
$125 and $125 and $25.30 and $25 to get $30 to get $35 $40 $145 $45 $45 $45 $45 $45 $45 $45 to get $45 $145 $145 $145 and $45 Rob, yeah, $145 and $45 two and a half and $42 and a half, going to be $40 and a half, going to be $40 to get $2 and a half, going to be $40 and a half, going to be $42 and a half. Ricardo, $140. Are they old cows?
They're male. They're male.
7 and 8 year old cows? Yeah, we'll try them. 7 and 8, they just need a new little groceries. 3,500 and 35 and 35. You give out 35, 35, 35, 35 and 3,500. 3,500. 5 here. Going to be 35 and 3,500. 5 and 35, 35, 30,000. 3,100 and 31 and 3,100. 31, 31, 31, 31, 31, 31, 3,100 and 3,100. Hold your gate. 3,100 and 3,100. 100. Here. Going to be 25 and 25 and 25, 600 and 25. Going to be 6, 7, 7, 7, 7, 827. Bit of 8 here, 27, bit of 8 here, and 28, 9, and 900, and 2900, and 2900, and 29, and 29, and 2900, 800, 900, could be the 2900, and 20, hey, could be 2900, could be 20, hey, could be 900, bit of 9 here, could be 900, could be 9. Austin, 2800.
So he didn't get him, or was he?
I was talking back there.
Hey, what's that? 53.47, right?
47, 50, and 48.
50 and 48. 53.51 time.
Nope. Bless you.
Okay. Okay, you can take them.
Cows right behind him. Put him back if you want.
$5 a pound. 510 and 520, to get 30, to get 40, to get 40, to get 50, to get 55, 50, and 540, 50, and 540, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 40, 50, and 540, to get 5, 55, 55, 55, 40, 55, 40, 55, 40, get 50 here. Sold. 540, Ricardo, 0.
Ricardo 0.
Do you want it on 0? And you can throw them all together.
You can put them all together.
$1 pound. $5 and $105 here. Go to 105. To get 5. To get 5. To get 5. $5. 110. 110. 105. 110. 105. 10. 10 here. 110 here. 110. 10. 10 here. So 105. Ricardo.
Ricardo.
Same way.
2 by 8. That baby's just kind of making her back go down just a little bit behind her shoulders. You see that?
2100 and 21 and 2100 here, 1 here, 21, 21, 21, 21, 21, 3 and 21, 3 and 21, 3, 21, 300 and 21, 3 and 23, 21, 3 and 21, 3, 5 and 25, 27 and 2700, 25, going to be 27, 25, now 7 and 25, 7 and 9 and 27, going to be 2900 and 27, going to be 2900, going to be 27, going to be 2900, Austin 2700.
Yeah, it might be.
55, 55, 55, 55, 7, 55, 57, 57, going to be 60, we get 2.5, now 5, 7.5, now 70, now 70, 170, and 2.5, 72, 55, and 75, 77.5, 77, 80, 82.5, here, 85, 87.5, 87, 50, 87, going to be 87.5, 7.5, 7.5, 7.5, going to be 87.5 here, Bo, 185, 1. 8 years and 3 months here, 155 and 55, 57 and a half, 57 and a half, 57 and a half, going to be 60, we get 2.5, 67 and a half, 67 and a half, 70, 170, 170, and half, 72 and a half, 72 and a half, 75, and 77 and a half, 77 and a half, 77, 50 and a half, now 80, and now 85, 85, 85, 85, 85, 85, 90, 95, 95, 95, 95, 200, and 95, we get 2, 195, we get 2, going to be 195, we get 2, 195, we get 2, and 95, going to be 200 here, going to be 95, we get 2 here, Caleb, 195 on 9. 75 cents a pound, 75, give 80, and 75, 80, and 75, give 80 here, 75, go to be 80, 75, go to be 85, 85, 85, 85, 90, we get 90, we get 5, 195, $90, and $5, go to be 105, go to be 110, 15, go to be 20, and 21, 21, 21, 20, 15, 20, and 20, get 20 there, go to be 20, get 20 there, go to be 120 there, go to be 20, 20 here, yes, 115, 13. 8 years and 7 months ago, guy, 2,500 and 25, 25 and 27 and a half, 7 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 and a half, going to be 2,700 and 27, gotcha, and 25, have a 7 here, now 7 and 7 and 7, 25, now 7, and 25, 7 and 9, and 25, 25, 28 and 9, and now 9, going to be 9, now 3,000, and 25, going to get 3,000, at 1, and 3,100, 31, 31, 31, 31, 31, 31, and 3,100, 1, 31, and 3,100, 1, hey, we're done. 3,000 on number 9. Any story? 2, 10. $55, 55, 57, 55, 57, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 57, 7, 7, 57, 50, 57, 7, 7, 57, 50, 57, 57, 7, 7, 700, 57, 57, 57, 60, now 60, 160. 160 and 60 gives 60, 160 here with a D, 157 and a half, 0, D-O. 5 years, 4 months, 165. Now 70, and 70, 70, 70, 165, 70, and now 70, 170, 170, 170, 170, 70, now 5, and 75 here, 75, 2.5, 72 and a half, 5, and 77 and a half, 77 and a half, 77 and a half, 77 and a half, 77, 50, now 80, and down 2.5 here, 80, we get 2.5 here, 80, we get 2.5, going to be 82, 50, 82 and a half here, 80, we get 2.5 here, Cabinets 180. Put them on number 5. 180.
How many got left, boy?
PO that one. PO. 4-year-old cows, 100 on the bid, 105, and 105 here. Good 105, 85, 85, 85, 85, 85, 105, 105. Get him 10, and 10 down, 15, and 21, 21, 21, 21, 30, 30, 40, 140, 150, 150, 145, and 45, 45, 45, 40, 50, and now 50, 145, 50. 45, 50, 50, now 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 60, 165, and hands get Antone, 160, Antone, 160. My bad, Austin. What cow here? 155, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 57, 57, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 60, and sound 2.5, and 2.5, 2.5, 5, and 65, and 7, 7, 7, 70, 72.5, 72.5, 75, and 75 here, 75 here, 75, 75, 75, 75, and 75 here, 175 here, Jace, 172.5, 30. Pretty good rip here, guys. 165. Has a good 4-year-old. 65, 7.5, and 7.5, 7.5, 7.5, 7.5, 7.5, 7.5, 7.5, 7.5. Going to be 67.5, and now 70. We get 2.5, 75, and 77.5, 80, and now 80 there. 180, 180, 180 there. Going to be 80, 80, 80 there. 80, 82.5 here. 82.5, 5, 87 going to be 87 of 90, and now 90 here. 190, 190, 190 here. 190, we get 90 here. Chris, 187.5, 3X. $0.20 a pound. 20, we get 30, and 20, we get 30, 40, and half 40, we get 50, we get 60, and 70, going to be 70, we get 70, going to be 65, and 65, 70, we get 75, and 75 here, 75, 75, 75, 75, 75, 75, and 75 here, 175, and half, 75, 75, 75, 75, 75, going to be 75, we get 75 here, Chris, 70 cents a pound on 12. I remember when that was top selling cow a few years ago. $155, 55, 55, 55, 57, going to be 60, we get 2.5, 5, 65, 65, 65, 65, 65, 65, 5, 7.5, and 67, 70, we get 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 70, and 70 get 70 there, going to be 70, 70 there, going to be 70, get 70 there, going to be 70 here, given 167.5. What number? 1. $65, has a good 5, has a good, now 5, has a good, 7 hands, 7 hands, 7 hands, 7 hands, 65, has a good 5, 7 hands, 7 hands, 7 hands, 65, 55, and 55 here, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, $1 pound, 105, 105, and 105, going to be 110, we get 15, going to be 20, we get 5, going to be 30, we get 5, we get 40, we get 5, we get 50, now 5, going to be 60, now 60, and 55, 60, and 55, going to be 60 there, 5, going to be 60 here, cabinet 155, 10X, just 10. 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 57, 57, going to be 60, we get 2.5, now 2.5, you get 2.5, 5, and 5, has a good 5, here, going to be 165, and 5 here, and 5 here, 5, we get 5 here, given 162.5. 65, and 5, 7.5, 72.5, 75, 7.5, 80 down, 2.5, 81, 81 to 1, here going to be 2, 83, 82, 83, 82, 83, 4, 84, 84, 83, 84 there, 83, 4, 84, 5, 85 here, 85, 85, 85, 85, 85 here, given 184, given. Three years old. $2 a pound. 205 and 205. It'll get 5 5 here. It'll get 5. 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 It'll get 5 5 here. It'll get 5 here. It'll get 5 here. $1.50. $1.55. And 55. 55. 55. 55. 55. 55. 60. And 55. 60 there. 5. Going to be 60 here. 5. And it's going to 5 70. 170. 160. 70. Now 5. And 75. Give 80 there. 80. 180. 180 here. 75. Give 80. And 75. 80 here. 80 here. Jace. 175. 30. 32. Last one on 32. $1.55. 55. 57. Going to be 60. Now 2.5. 5. 7.5. Now 79. 2.5. 75. 77. Now 70. 50. 80. And 81. $81 here. 82. 83. 85. 85. 85. 87 here. 87 high. 89 here. 87. Good night. 89 here. Going to be 7. Going to be 9. Going to be 87. Going to be 9 here. Going to be 7 here. Going to be 89 here. Boom. 187. 1. Here, 65. As it has a good 7 hands, 7 hands, 7 hands, 70, 70, now 2.5, 75, and 75, 5 here, 75, 5 here, 75, 75, 75, 75, 75, and 3, 5, and 77, 75, 77, 75, now 7, and 75, going to be 77, going to be 7, going to be 7, bit of a 7 here, so 175, S1, 21. Okay, right there, here, 55. 55, you give out 55, 55, 57, going to be 60, you get 2.5, you get 5, going to be 7, 70, 2.5, 75, 75, 75, and 75, and 75 here, 77, 77, 75, 50, and $77 half here, going to be 77, 77 here, so 175, Jace, 30. Thank you, Rob. Right there, here, 185, 185, 85 there. You're going to be 85, 85, 85, 85, 90 here, 190, 190, 190, 190 here, 85, 90, 95, and 95, 2, 95, going to be 2, now 5, 210, 210, 15, 220, and 20, and 20, get 20 there, you're going to be 20, 20, now 5, 225, now 30, and 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, 30, 40, now 245, and 45, 50, 2, 55, 55, 55, 60, 260, and 55, 60 there, 5, going to be 260 here, Chris, 255, 3X. 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 57, 57, 7, 7, 7, 7, 60, and 2.5, 2.5, 65, and 65, Kevin, a 62.5, 10. 6 years and she's 2 months bred. 2,500, 25, 25, and 27.50, and 20, 7 hands, 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 going to be 27.50 and 3, and 3,001, and 31, 32, 32, 32, 32, 32, 3, and 33, 34, and 33, 4, 33, 4, 33, 4, and 3,400, and 33, 34, we're going to be 33, 400 here. Chris, 3,300, 3. 2 years, she's up on 250, 255, 55, 55, 55, 55, 60, we get 5, going to be 70, and 75, and 75, give 80, 5, 85, 90 here, going to be 290, 290, 290, 85, 90 here, 85, 90 here, 85, 90 here, going to be 90, we get 90, going to be 90 here, Chris, 285, 7X.
got any more bundles today or just all singles?
8 and open here, 65. As it gets hot, as it gets, 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 7 and a half, 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 67 and a half, and 67 and a half, 7 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 and a half here, Gibbon, 165, Gibbon. Five-year-old cow here, 65. As it gets hot, has 7 and a half, I'm sorry, 3-year-old, 65, has 70. And 70, 75, 75, 75, give 81, 81, 85, 85, 85, 85, 90, 195, 95, 95, 2. And 95, group of 2, 95, group of 195, group of 205. And 210 here, group of 10 and 15, group of 10 and 15, 20. And 220, group of 20, group of 20, group of 20, group of 20, group of 20 here, Bo, 215, 1. 125, 30, and 25, 30, 25, 30, 125, 30, 25, 30, 25, now 30, and 25, 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, 40, 40, and half 40, and 35, 40, 35, 45, 45, 45, 45, 50, now 5, now 60, now 5, now 70, 170, and give 70 there, 170, Jace, 165, 30.
Jace, her ear tag says she cost $888 or $88,000, $88K in her ear tag. There you go. Huh. Four-year-old cow guys, $2. 210-20 and 210-20, but 210-20 there, good 210-20 there, good 210-20 there, good 210-20 here, good 210-20 and 210-20, $1.50, $1.55, and 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 60, and 55, 60 there, 60, and 55, 60 here, 5, and 65, Georgia, 65, and 65 here, 165 here, 165 here, 161. 8-year-old cows right there, 125. 125, and 25, 30, and 25, 30, and 25, 30, and 25, 30, 25, 30, 30, 30, 30, 30, 35, 35, 35, 35, 40, 40, 140, and half 5, and 45, 45, 45, 50, 50, 45, 55, and 55, 2 and a half, 52 and a half, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 57 and a half, 57 and a half, 57, 50, and 57 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 57 and a half, here, D, 155, 0. She's on right there, 250 and half 5, and 55, and 55 and half, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 60, 55, and half 70, 275, and 75, 85, 85, 85, 85, 90, 92, 95, 95, 95, 93, and 95, 83, and 95, 83, and 95, 83, 95, 83, 95, 83, 95, 83, Chris, 295, 7X. $155, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 57 and a half, 57 and a half, 60, and half, 67 and a half, 62 and a half, and 2 and a half, 2 and a half, 2 and a half, 2 and a half, going to be 60, 2 and a half, going to be 60, 2 and a half, 5, and 65, and 65, here, D, 162 and a half, oh. Three and open. $1.75, $1.75 up here, and has 75, 75, 75, 75, 75 here, been stitched up, guys, right here, $1.50, and half 5, and 55, and 55, and half 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 60, 65, and 65, 70, 75, 175 here, 175, and 75 here, 175, Cabinet, 170, 110. $125,
125, and 25, and 25, we get 30, and half 5, we get 35, we get 40, we get 5, we get 50, we get 5, going to be 60, now 60, and 55, 65, going to be 60, 5, going to be 60, cabinets, 155, nothing. $55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 57, 57, going to be 60, we get 2.5, we get 5, going to be 7.5, now 7.5, 7.5, 7.5, 750, and 7.5, 7.5, 7.5, 7.5, 7.5, 7.5, 7.5, 7.5 here, cabinets 165, 3.
I don't know, Dobby brand.
$55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 57, 57, 60, and now 2.5, we get 5, 7.5, 7.5, 7.5, 70, 170, 172.5, 75 here, 75, 75, 75, 75, and 75, 50, and 77.5, 77.5, 77.5 here, sold 175D. Oh. Two years, 8 months bred, 2,000, 2,100, and 21, and 2,100 here, 1, and 2,100 here, 2, and 2,100 200 here, 200 here, 2, and 2, and 3, and 3, and 400 here, 5, and 2,600, and 25, 26, 7, and 7, and 7, and 7, and 7, and 7, and 7 here, you're going to be 2,700, and 7, and 7, and 7, and 7, and 7, and 7 to be 7 about 2,700 now, 7 here, here's holder 2,600, Jensen. Two years and she's 4 months, 2,000 and 2,100 and 2,100, 21, 21, 2,100, 21, 21, 21 and 2,100, 2, 3, and 3 and half 400, 5 and 25, 2,600 and 26, 7 and 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 7 here, 27 and 6, 7 and 700 and 27, we get 2,700, 6, 7 and 7 and 7 and 7 and 8, 7 here, and 7 and 7, now pay and 2,800 and 27, give 800, 800 here. Sold 2,700 done. 33 done. 33. She's 7 months, guys. Right there here. 2,100 and 21 and 2,100 here. 4 years. 7 months here. 21, 21, 21, 2, 3 and 23 and 23. We get 3 and 3, 4 and 2,400. 23. We get 2,500 and 2,600 and 6, 7 and 7 and 7 and 7 and 7. Now 800 here. 800. Caleb got 9 and 9. You get 9 and 20 here. 900. Going to be 20 here. We get 9 and 29 and 20 here. Going to be 900 here. 900, 28 now, 900 now, going to be 25, 9, done, 20, 800, 45. Two years, she's 7 months, 2,100 and 21, and 2,100 here, 1, here, 21, 21, 21, 21, 2, 3, and 3, we get 3, 400 here, 5, 9, 5, 25, 25, 2,600, and 26, 7, and 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, here, going to be 2,700, and 700, 7, 7, 800, and 27, going to be 28, 27, going to be 28, now 7, going to be 100, and 27, going to be 2,800, 27, going to be 2,800 here, Caleb, 2,700 on 33. Five before, she's a little crippled, 2,000. 2100, 2100 here, mobile point here, 2100 here, 21 hand 23, hand 23, hand 23, hand 4, 5, and 25, and 25, and 600, and 67, and 7, Calibria, 27, 800, and 27, going to be 28, and 27, going to be 2800 here, 800 here, Caleb, 2700 on 45. Well, I heard it ought to be at 105, and 105 here, good 105, good 5, good 5, 10, good 10, 15, good 20, good 5, good 30, good 5, 35, 35, 35, 35, and 35, 35 and 5 here, 5 here, 35 and 5 here, 39, 5 here, 5 here, 130, 3. How many babies you got? 5 years and 7 months, 2100 and 21 and 2000 here, 1 and 21, 22, 23 and 21, 25, 24, 500 here, 600 and 6, 7, and 7, 7, 7, and 27, 6, 7 and 7, 7, 7, 800 and 27 of a, going to be 27 of a, going to be 27 of a, going to be 27, 2800 and 27 bit of a here, going to be 27 bit of 800, 27 now wait here done, 2745. She got a bad leg. Bring her back. Hold her up. Hold her up. Bring her back. She got short ears and long toes. She's 5-year-old. She's 7 months bred. 2000. 2100. 22. 3. 4. 5. 2500. Your dad would. He loves them long toes. 2500. 2500. Want to do it, Junior? 2600. 2700. 2600 S. 7. Well, I heard 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, and 55, and 55 here, and 5 here, with 55, and 55, and 55, 55, 55, 55, 45, and 47 and a half, 45, 47 and a half, 47 and a half, 52 and a half, 52 and a half, 52 and a half, 5, and 55, 55, 55, 7 and a half, 57 and a 60, and now 67 and a half, going to be 67 and a half, going to be 67 and a half, going to be 60 here, Chris, 57 and a half, 13. Seven years and 2 months, $1.65, and 65, and 65, now 5, 67 and a half, and 7 and a half, 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 750, and 67 and a half, 67 and a half, 67 to 70, and now 70, 70, 70, you get 70, you get 70, you get 70, you get 70, you're going to be 70 here, Doug. 167 and a half, 5. One 55, 55, 55, 57, going to be 60, you get 2 and a half, 7 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 and a half, 67 and a half, and 67 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, give me 165. How much you give Antone? $3? 310, 320, 330, 330, 40, 30, 40, 50, and 350, to get 350, and 350, to get 350, to get 350, to get 340, 50, 340, 50, 340, 50, and 340, to get 50, 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 Antone, 340. Three years old. She's 4 months. Her feet right. 3 by 4, 2,000, 2,100, and 21, and 2,100 here, 1,100 here, 21, 21, 21, 21, 2,100 here, 1,100 here, 2, and 22, 3, and 3, 4 here, 4, 4 here, Caleb, yeah, 4, 5, 25, 600, and 25, 600 here, 6, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7 here, going to be 2,700, and 6, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 700, and 2,700, Caleb, 2,600, 45. 3,500 and 35 and 35 and 35 35 35 35 35 and 35 and 35 35 35 35 35 35 35 and 35 35 37 and a half and 37.50 and 37 and a half 7 and a half 7 and a half 7 and a half 7 4 and 4,000 able to get 4,000 4 and 4,000 able to get 4,000 able to get 38 9 and 38 group 9 you're out of line 3,900 and 30 able to get 900 39 39 38 39 39 39 38 9 and 30 able to get 900 group 30 able to get 900 3900 and 30 group 9 and 30 group 9 here group 9 group 9 group 9 group 9 group 9 group 30 hey group 9 here TK 3,800 on 3.
Probably should have bought her. Yeah, a little short.
6-year-old family here 35 3,500 and 35 and 35 35 35 35 35 and 3,500 here 505 here 35 35 35 35 35 and 35 35 35 35 35 35 3,000 3,100 and 31 and 3,100 here 1 here 1 here I'm gone to and 31 3 and 33 and 33 and 33 and 33 300 33 32 not 3 and 33 and 33 TK 3,200 on 3. Eight-year-old bouquet, that's side right there, 35 and 37 and a half, and 35 and 37 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 37.50, and 37 of 37 of going to be 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 37.50, and 35 37 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 of going to be 3,500, and 35 3,600, and 36 7 7 7 7 7 7 7 37 now hey, and 37 of 37 of 7 of 7 of 7 of 7 of 3,800, and 37 of 3,800 TK 3,703. Four-year-old heifer calf has highs right there. Here. Yes, sir. Cow's got a bump. Cow's got a bump. Settled to be that way. Cow's got about 3,000, 3,100, and 31, and 3,100 here, 100 here, 100 here, 1 3,100, and 3,100 here, 1 here, 1 here, 31, and 31, and 3,100 here, 27.50, and 27 and 3, and 3,000, 3,000, 7 going to be 3,000, 3, and 7 going to be 3,000, 3, and 3,000, 3, and have 1, and 31, and 3,100 here, 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, 1 TK 3,000 on 3. 165. Has a good five. 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 7.5. 7.5. 7.5. 7.5. 70. 70. 2.5. 72.5. 5. And 75. 5. 73. 75. 73. 75. 77. And 75. 77. 75. Now 7. And 73. 75. 7. 75. Going to be 77. 77. 77. Here's sold 175. Chris 15. Cow sale is over. Calf sale is on. $1,000 a piece. 1,100. 1,100 and 10, 11. You 10, 11, 10, 11, 11, 12, 11, 12, 11, 11, 11, 11, 11, 11, 1150, 11, 11, 11, 1,200, 11, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, going to be 13, and 13 and a half here, going to be 13 and a half, 14, and 14, we get 14, we get 14, we get 14, we get 14, 1,400, and 1,400, and 14, we get 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 14, and 1,400, yes, 13 and a half on number 0. $500. 550, 550, 550, 550, 550, 550, 550, 600, and 6 to half, going to be 6 to half, going to be 7, going to be half, going to be hay, going to be half, going to be 9, going to be 950, and not a half, 10, and 1,050, and 10 to half, 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 you got 11, 1,100, and 10 to half, 11, 9, 10 to half, 11, 10 to half, 1,100, and 10 to half, going to be 1,100, going to be 10 to half, going to be 1,100, going to be 10 to half, going to be 1,100, going to be 10 to half, going to be 11, going to be 100, S, 10, 50, 0. Okay, it's right there. 1250, 13, and 12 and a half, going to be 13, and 12 and a half, going to be 13 and a half here, going to be 14, going to be half, going to be 15, going to be half, going to be 1550, and 15 and a half here, half here, half and a half here, going to be 15 and a half, and 15 and a half here, half and a half here, going to be 1550, and 15 and a half here, half here, Chris O, 1,500. After here, right there, here, 750, and 750, and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 of 800, 800, 8 and a half, going to be 9, going to be half, going to be 10, going to be 10 and a half, going to be 10 and 11, 1,100 and a half, 11 and a half, going to be 1,200, and 12 and a half, and 12 and a half, going to be 13, and 1,300, 12 and a half, going to get 30, 12 and a half, going to get 30, 12 and a half, 1,300, and 12 and a half, going to get 13, going to get 13, going to get 13, going to get 13 and a half, 13 and a half, 13 and a half, S, 1,300, O. Okay, 1,000, 1050, and 1050, 10, 10, 50, 50, and a half, have a half, 11, going to be half, going to be 12, 12 and a half, 12 and a half, 12 and a half, 13, and 13 and a half here, 13 and a half, 13 and a half, 13, 14, and 14, 1,400, we get 14, we get 14, the guys are out down here, 1,400, 1,400, 14's out of bed, 1,400, now half, 14 and a half, sold at 1,400. What's the name? Roberto. Or 500. 550 and 550, a 5.5 here, 5 going to be 600, and now going to be 700 and 750, and now 800, 8.5 here, 8.5 900, 900, 900, 900, 8.5 900 here, 8.5 900 here, 950, and now going to be 1,000, 1,000, 1,000, 1050, and 10.5 here, 10.5 here, shoulder 1,000. What's the name? 3S. Gotcha. Thank you, guys. $1,000, 10.5, and 10.50. You 10, 10, 11, 11, 12, and 12 and 12 going to be 1,300, and 13.5 here, half here, 14, and 14.5 here, half here, 14.50, and 14.5 here, half here, so 1,400. About as good as Kelsey. 12.50, 12 and a half, 13, and 12 and a half, going to be 30, 12 and a half, going to be 13, going to be half, going to be 14, going to be half, going to be 15, going to be half, going to be 15.50, and 15 and a half here, half and a half, going to be 15.50, and 15 and a half here, half here, half here, Chris O, 1,500. My 12 kids I got last Tuesday cost $1,800. Then some of them look cheap.
Yeah, they do.
$1,500 for these little old kids.
Ballin' ass baby.
Ballin' ass babies. Motor bunk broke.
Guaranteed.
Water broke.
Yeah.
Bankers broke. Owners broke. Run out of grass. I put them on a little old grass patch. For about 4 or 5 days. They ate it down to the. It looks like middle of July out there already. I'm gonna tell their bunk broke and run out of grass. They're not lying. Oh gosh.
What are they doing back there?
I don't know.
How many cards you got left?
2.
Are you done with Walter?
I will be after these.
Might set a record here. 12.50. 12 and a half. Yeah, 12, 12 and a half, 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 going to be 13, going to be half, going to be 14, going to be half, going to be 1,500 and a half. You're not weights right. I know we're selling by the head, but that weight's not even close to being right. Coy whatnot. 15. 1,500 and 15 and 50, 50, 15 and 12, 14 and a half, 15 and 15 and 15 and half, 15 and a half here and a half here, 16 and 1,600 here, half and a half here, going to be 1,600 and 15 and a half here, going to be 1,600 here, Chris, 1,550. Oh. Hey, buy him and love him. $100. 150. 200. Now half. 250. It is a little bull calf. 250. 300. 350. 350. 350. Anybody knows I said 350? 350. Kelsey, 300. CB for 300. 300. I already sold it. Oh, yeah. Kind of bounce around a little booger, isn't he? Saturday night? No, Friday night. No. $300. $350. Little heifer calf. $350. $350. Been weaned since January. 4.5, 500, 50, 600, 6.5, 700, half, 8, 800 a half, 900, 950, 950. Caleb, I can get $900. Sold 900. Showtime 2. Heifer calf right there here, 500, 550, and 550. If 5.5 here, 5 going to be 6.5 here now, 700 a half, going to be 7.5, 800 here, 8.5, going to be 859, and 950, and not a hand, not 10, 1,000, 1,000 here, 1 here, 1,000 here, 1,050, and 10, 50, 11, 1,100, 1,100, 1,100, 1,100, 1,100, 1,100, 1,100, 1,150, 11, 12, and 1,200, 11, going to be 1,200, 1,200, you out of line, 1,250, and 12, 1,300, and 13, 13, 1,300 about here. You're going to be 13, 13, you out again. 1,300 and 13 and a half, and 13 and a half, and 14, and 14, 14, 14, 14, you out again. Braden 1,400 and 1,400 and 14, 14, 14, 14, 14, 50, 14 and a half, 14 and a half. Braden 1,400.
They're not cute enough like these babies.
Kind of like Quasimodo, isn't he? Remember that character? $50. $50 for that calf. By the head. Roy, you feel anything coming on? Huh? Huh. Where's Cody? $50, Cody? Be a summer project. $10. Where did that Richard Crum go? He was in here a while ago. I wish. I don't know how much cheaper I can go. I got 10 now, 15. $15. Billy, $10 for the whole animal. Mm-mm.
He's gonna he's gonna have to write a check to OKC West.
Bring his gift to sales, write his check. That's it, Johnny.
All right, guys. Thank y'all for being here today. Y'all have a great afternoon. See you tomorrow, 9 o'clock in the a.m.